it showing on your screen that I'm recording? Yes, it's
Yes,
showing now.
so
Okay. So now Microsoft now decide to embed some features into Excel to ensure that you can use it for real business analytics, whereby you can perform business intelligence with your data set. Okay. Then from there, Microsoft now moved because so many people are using Microsoft Excel, but yet they don't know that they can use Microsoft Excel for business analytics. It has been there since 2010, but the future within Microsoft Excel, so many people are not utilizing it. And that was why Microsoft now decided, okay, let us make this features, let us make it a standalone program. Okay, let us make it a standalone program so that it will serve as so that it will stand alone instead of adding it as a feature within Microsoft Excel. You know that Microsoft Excel has so many features.
yes,
Business intelligence is one of those features that are embedded within Microsoft Excel. But because of those so many features, some people don't know that. Some people still don't know that you can use it to perform analytics. And that was why they now bring out those features out for Microsoft Excel and make it a standalone program called what? Power BI.
yeah,
So what it now means is that everybody now have access to what we call BI. And that is how Microsoft has moved from technical BI to self-service BI, from self-service BI to end user BI since 2015. So that is why you see that this lesson is being packaged in such a way that you'll be able to learn how to use Microsoft Excel for self-service BI, and also you'll be able to use Power BI as well. Now let us move. Microsoft Excel. These are the BI features within Microsoft Excel. There are 4 powers. There are 4 different powers in Microsoft Excel. Number 1, we have Power Query. Number 1, we have Power Query. Number 2, we have the Power Pivot. Number 3, we have the Power Map. And then number 4, we have the Power View. Now, what is Power Query? Power Query helps you to connect to various types of data sets or various types of data sources. Be it a data source that is on the web, be it a flat file within your system, be it a data that is within the web. Anywhere the data is, Power Query will help you to connect to that data source. And one of the relevance of Power Query is that when it helps you to grab the data, it will still help you to shaping that data. Okay, meaning that if the data is not shaped, or the data is dirty, as the word we use, Power Query, with the use of Power Query, you will be able to what? You'll be able to clean, you'll be able to shaping that data in such a way that it will be ready for analysis. And that is why we call it the data grabber and what? And shaper. The second one, which is the Power Pivot. The Power Pivot is the data cruncher. It is the brain behind it. Okay? It is the one that will help you to summarize your data. It is the one that will help in order to ensure that your data is being summarized in the right way. That is the work of the power pivot. That is the work of power pivot. Okay? So that is where you will perform what we call modeling. That is another major work that the power pivot performs. Now, the next one is your power map. Power map will help you to create charts within a map. Okay, whereby you can build a map on you can build a chart, or you can build charts on 3D map, and you can even make it you can create what we call tours using the power map. All this we will see how it works. These are the features. All these features I'm making mention, they are embedded within Microsoft Excel. Another powerful power is the power view. What is the power view? The power view will help for you to build interactive report, whereby all the reports that you have created, they will be able to interact with each other without any conflict. And that's the work of power view. You'll be able to see what you have created. Now, let me recap all what I've said. The BI features in Microsoft Excel. Number 1, the Power Query. Number 2, number 1, the Power Query. Number 2, Power Pivot. Number 3, Power Map. Number 4, Power View. Those are the 4 powers that are within Microsoft Excel. Those are the BI features within Microsoft Excel. Now, there are other ones like the pivot table, the charts, the grid. All these are part of the features, but like what we have here, they are versatile, they are ubiquitous, and then they are also underrated, but they are also parts of the BI features. Then we also have the Q&A, question and answer. All these features, we will see how they work within Microsoft Excel. Any question? Any question?
No question.
Okay.
No, for now.
Question. Let me ask. Hope I'm free to ask.
Yes, you're free to ask.
Definitely.
Okay, Lee, can you tell us?
Okay.
Tell us the BI features that are embedded in Microsoft Excel.
Who are you
That
asking?
It's me. It's actually me.
Okay.
Yes.
That would be
Lee.
Power Queries.
Okay.
I can hear you. Power Queries, which helps to connect various type of data.
Beautiful.
Power Pivot.
Power Pivot.
Which helps to summarize data in the right way.
Okay. You can also use it to model your data.
Yes, modeling. Yes.
Good.
Then Power Maps. It helps to create charts.
Good. On 3D map and also create tours.
Yes.
We will see how all this
also create tours, Abby.
Yes, tours.
Also,
don't worry, you will see here. By the time we begin to use it, you will see the beauty of using 3D map to create tours. Go ahead.
Then the last one, Power View.
Power View.
And we also which helps to build interactive report.
Good, I love that.
And you also mentioned the other ones that are like question and query, but I think you asked
Question
for the
and
major one.
answer.
Yes, question
the
and answer. But
pivot.
you asked for the major one.
We have the Excel pivot, we have the chart, and
Yes.
then we have the grid.
Yes.
So all these are also part of they're also part. Beautiful. Thank you very much for the question and for answering my question. You answered exactly
Welcome,
what I wanted.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah. Now, the next thing we want to do now, I want to launch Microsoft Excel.
Thank you.
Oh, this is a very slow today.
All right. Now, Microsoft Excel is a powerful tool, I must tell you. So many people have underrated Microsoft Excel, but I must tell you, there is no organization on earth, I repeat, no organization on earth that can do, no corporate organization on earth that can do without Microsoft Excel. And that's why knowing how to manipulate data with Microsoft Excel gives you an edge. I must say, there are a lot of features within Microsoft Excel that other spreadsheets don't have, and that is the business intelligence aspect of it. So you are learning one of the most important tools or one of the most important features within Microsoft Excel. And I said that since 2010, this feature has been what? Has been embedded into Excel, but so many people do not know. But thank God today, I'm going to reveal it to you. And it's going to be an added advantage to you any day, anytime, anywhere. Immediately you see any data, you'll be able to use any of these tools or any of this, or use this feature in order to crunch the data and make beautiful reports that can be read anywhere in the world. All right. One thing about me is I like making my life easier because Microsoft Excel has different, and this BI feature has been embedded since 2010 version. Microsoft Excel package up and add it to the previous version and upgrade. Okay, so what it means is that in 2010, after 3 years, we have which version?
That would be 2013.
2013. So what after 2013, there's another upgrade, which is what? 2016.
2016.
There's another upgrade, which is 2019. There's another upgrade, which is 2021. Is it 2021 or 2022? 2022. There's another, which is 2022. But the most recent or the most complete version of Microsoft Excel, which will update every week or anytime there's a new update, that version updates itself, and that is the Excel 365. And how do you know the version you are running? First of all, you go to File. Under File, you come to Account. Under Account, you see the version you are running. Look at mine. I'm running. What am I? That update for these products are what are available for download. If I want to here, drop this down and say, oh, now this update does not stop what we are doing. Now, for you that 2016, you are in safe hands. You don't have problem. But like yeah, you need at least the 2016, at least on the minimum. You need the 2016 version on the minimum in order for you to enjoy this training, because there are some things we'll be doing that it will be difficult for you to do with 2010 version of Excel. At least on the you update Microsoft to 2016 at least. Version, but in 2010, and he has promised to upgrade the 2010 to 2016. And it will be good if you can upgrade to 365, because it will also help you a lot as well. It will help you a lot. It will help you a lot. All right. So that is how to know the version you are running. So back to our Microsoft Excel. Now, for you to navigate through Microsoft Excel, so that whatever thing I'm telling you, it will be easier for you to navigate. Okay, the navigation system of Microsoft Excel. Number one, we have the tabs. The tabs are what we have at the top here. Can you see them? The tabs here is Home, Insert, Page Layout, Formulas, Data. So it might be different from what you are having on your own, but at least you should have Home, Insert, Page Layout, Formulas, Data. You may not see Developer, but you will see Review or View, but you may not see any of these. Okay? But don't worry yourself if you don't see it. I will show you how you will activate some of them. By default, the BI features in 2016, you have to activate some of you have to activate some of them yourself. But for 2019 upward, you don't need to, it comes with it automatically. You don't need to install any additional software, and you don't need to unhide anything. Everything has been everything has been activated. It has come with it automatically. Now for 2016, I want to show you how you can activate some of those BI features in 2016. You will come to File. Under File, you will come to Options. Under Options, you will see Add-ins. Under the Add-ins, beneath here, you will see Excel Add-ins. Under Manage, you will see Excel Add-ins. please just drop it down and say you want come add-ins, and then you click on go. Once you click
Please
on
come again, sir. Hello, sir.
you have to take the step again. You come to
Yes, sir.
file on your file tab.
Okay.
Under your file tab, you come to options. Under the
Okay.
option, you will see add-ins as part of the
Okay.
option. You will see add-ins. Under the add-ins, you will come to manage beneath. Okay, under the manage, drop it down and select come add-ins. Once you select come add-ins, you click on go. Once you click on go, you will see the options here. Can you see it?
Please.
You have Microsoft Power Map for example,
Please,
and
please,
Microsoft Power Pivot.
can you hear me, sir? Please, I just see that Excel add-ins now.
Okay.
Please let me just take it a little bit slowly, sir.
All right. So drop it down. Drop
Yes.
that Excel add-ins. You will see come add-ins.
Yes.
Select the come add-ins and then click on go.
All right. Okay.
Now, when you click on go, tell me what and what did you see?
Inquiry. Microsoft Power Map for Excel. Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel. Microsoft Power View for Excel.
Now, if you look at mine, I don't have Power View.
Okay.
Do you notice that I don't have Power View, but I have Power Map and Power Pivot? So
Okay.
so your own that three, tick the three of them.
Okay.
Tick the three of them. Have you tick it?
Yes.
Then click on OK.
Okay. I've clicked on it. I could see Power Pivot on the display.
You can see Power View on the display now.
Power Pivot. Yes.
Power Pivot.
Yes.
Like the way I'm having it here as a tab.
Yes.
Good. So it is because you have activated it, and that is why you are seeing it. You know, before now it is not there.
Yes.
But because we want to use that feature, we have to go and activate it.
All right.
And that's the step you need to follow. Number one, you go to File. Under File, you come to Options. Under Options, you come to Add-ins. Under Add-ins, you drop down the add-ins. You select the Come Add-ins, and then you say Go. You will see the options there. You tick the options, and then you say OK. Once you say OK, the Power Pivot will come here. But for your Power Query will not show anywhere at the top. Where can you see your Power Query? You will come to Data. Under Data, look at mine. I'm seeing Get and Transform Data. Can you see that? Get and Transform Data. Tell me what and what can you see on your own? Go to your Data tab. Select your Data tab and tell me what you see, the group you see. The first group I see here is Get and Transform Data, Queries and Connections, Data Types, Sort and Filter. Your first group, please tell me what you see there.
Hello?
Hello, Neil.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay.
Okay.
Show queries from data. Recent source, the new queries.
Okay. So yours, the place I have get data, yours will be new query.
Yes.
There's a drop down button on that new query.
Okay.
Is there a drop down button?
Yes.
Select it and tell me what you see there.
From file, from database, from Azure.
From Azure,
From,
not
is it
Azure.
Azure?
Azure.
Okay, Azure.
Good.
Then from other sources, then combine queries.
Good. So what you are saying is something like this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, but if you look at mine, you will see that there are more features in mine than yours.
Yes, definitely.
The reason is because I'm using an upgraded version. All
Okay,
right. That is
okay.
why I say if you need assistance to get an upgraded version like this, you let me know so that we will see how we can work it out together before our
All
next
right,
class.
all
Okay.
right, all right.
Now, the starting point of a data analyst is to get your data. Don't forget the task of a data analyst. What is the first task here?
Getting your data.
Which is prepare. Okay, so that is where you get your data from. Can you see that? That is your Power Query. What is the work of the Power Query? Like we said before, Power Query will help you to connect to data source. I don't care where your data source is. Whether your data source is in the web or in the cloud, whether it is a software that has been positioned in the cloud, whether it is SQL database, whether it is a Microsoft Excel file, whether it is a CSV file, whether it is a PDF file, I don't care to know where that data source is. Power Query can connect to that data source. It will connect to the data source and bring in that data into your Microsoft Excel. Either you load it to your Microsoft Excel sheet or you load it into the model, and that is your Power Pivot. And that is why we say that the Power Pivot, that is what we call the Power Pivot, the what? The brain. Can you see that? We call Power Pivot the what? The brain. That is the data cruncher. That is where you can load your data. You can also load your data to the Power Pivot. Now, at times you might be looking at it that okay, I'm having a lot of data. Microsoft Excel sheets can only collect more than 1,448,576 rows. That is the highest number of rows Microsoft Excel sheet can collect. But what if you want to load, you want to bring in, you want to connect to a data that is running into millions or billions of rows? How do you bring it into Excel? The best is to load it into the model. And all this we will learn how to do. But let's take it step by step by looking at the Power Query for today. Any question before we move further?
I don't have any question yet. I think
Okay.
I'm good now.
Please be free to ask me questions. Because that will actually show that you are following me bumper to bumper. Okay, so let's go ahead like I said, that the first point of call for a data analyst is to get your data. I don't know if Mr. Harry told you yesterday that without data, a data analyst is useless. I hope you are aware of that.
Yes.
You cannot do anything as a data analyst without data. And data is the lifeblood of an organization. And that is why you see that an organization can use anything possible in order to protect their data. So, if you are working with an organization's data, you must be very careful, because you must first of all review their data protection policy, because that will help you not to run into any kind of trouble. It is just like a patient going to meet a doctor, and let's say the patient is complaining of one problem or the other within the body system. I think the first thing the doctor will do is that the doctor will say, let us run the test. Am I correct?
Yes.
And there are there are several samples from the body that the doctor can test with. Number one, they can use your blood. Number two, they can use your saliva. Number three, they can as well use your urine. All these are what we call in data analysis, we call that what? We call that data. Okay? So they will get sample of your data, or sample of your blood, sample of your urine, or sample of your sample of your saliva. Any of these three, they can use it in order to detect the kind of problem you are having. And that is why we have different kind of analytics. We have the descriptive analytics, we have the predictive analytics,
Prescriptive.
prescriptive analytics, that is 3. 2 more.
Diagnosis.
Diagnosis and
Cognitive.
those are the 5 types of analytics that you can perform on an organization data in order to know if that organization is moving forward or not. You can use the data of an organization to know where the organization is going within the next 5 years. You can use the data of an organization in order to know if the organization will survive. If the organization will survive within the next 5 or 10 years. That is predictive. You can use it to diagnose the kind of problem the organization is facing. You can use it in order to advise an organization on what to do. That is how powerful data analytics is. But if you don't have the knowledge, you won't be able to perform all this. And that all right. So the first point of call, like I said, is to connect to your data. Now, one thing about connecting to your data is that, like I said, the data can be anywhere. It can be on your system. It can be online. It can be anywhere. Excel will be, Power Query will be able to help you to connect with it. All right. So the sample data we'll be using that will lead us through this class is we have the electronic sales data.
Okay.
So at the end of this class, I will share whatever data set I use. Okay?
Okay.
Whatever data set I use, I will share it with you so that you will be able to perform some of those things, or you'll be able to perform those things that I have done here today. And please, anywhere you're having challenges while you are trying to practicalize, don't hesitate to send your questions or your inquiries on the WhatsApp platform so that we'll be able to interact easily from there, show you the direction to go and where not to go. Okay. So
All right.
we want to bring in the electronic sales. How do you connect? First, on my own, I will click on get and transform data. Can you see that? Or get data. On yours, it is new query. All right. On yours,
Yes.
it
Yes.
is new query.
Yes.
Because it is a flat file. A flat
Mhm.
file is just a single table or multiple table within one file. And
Okay.
what are those files? It can be Excel file, can be a
Okay.
CSV file, it can be XML. It can
Yes.
be a file which is it can be a PDF document.
Okay.
So if you're having a data on PDF and you want to analyze that data that is in that PDF, please just come to Excel, get data from file, you pick the PDF. Microsoft Excel will pick up that table within that PDF file and present it to you in such a way that you'll be able to manipulate it.
Please come again, sir. Especially that PDF.
Let's take, for example, you're having a file or you're having a table within a PDF file.
Okay.
And you see, and you look at that table, you are being told to analyze that data that is on that PDF file.
Okay.
Some people, what they do is the best bet they can do is to try to convert it to Microsoft Excel and try to copy and paste. And in the process of copying and pasting,
We lose
you
data.
might the whole table might scatter. Okay, you may not be able to take your time to clean it. You don't need to stress yourself. With the help of Power BI in Excel, with the help of the BI feature, which is the query, Power Query, you'll be able to pick up that Excel, you'll be able to pick up that PDF document, load it from here, just say from PDF. Once you select it, go and pick that file wherever location it is. Microsoft Excel or Power Query, we extract that table from the PDF file for you. And that is why we call it Power Query. Very powerful. But for today, we'll be working with Excel file. So we'll be working with both Excel file and text or CSV file. So let us start with the Excel file. You select. It will ask you, where is the location of this file? Let me try to see the location of my file. Desktop, my files. Okay. Let me go to desktop, my files. Under my files, module 2 ETL. Under module 2 ETL, let me bring in electronic sales. Once I select it, I will now do what? Import. it will connect to that file immediately. And if there's any table within that file, I will just select this. Can you see that? It will bring up the table within that Excel file. Once you have seen that this is the table, these are three options here. We have load, we have transform data, and then we have cancel. Let me just quickly explain these three. Load means you are ready to analyze. Transform data means there are some things, or there are some adjustments, there are some cleaning on the data that I need to do before I begin to analyze. That is where you use the transform data. And then if I don't want to go ahead with what I have here, I can click on cancel. All this is happening within the what? The navigator. This screen here is called the navigator, where you can see a sample of how your data look like. And then it is either you load, or you transform data, or you cancel. Cancel means I don't want to continue. Transform data means I want to take a step further to shaping my data set. And then load. I want to load my data. I don't want to perform, I don't want to transform my data at all. There's no transformation I need to do. And that is the essence of this load. So what I want to do now is to transform data. Now, another popular name that I used to call the Power Query Editor. Can you see it at the top? Power Query Editor. Another name I used to call this is, I used to call it the kitchen. Are you with me?
P what?
Kitchen.
P kitchen.
Yes, kitchen.
Please spell it.
Normal kitchen, where you cook food.
Okay, P kitchen. Okay. I thought it's like Chinese
No.
that.
I also call it the kitchen. You know the reason why I call it the kitchen?
The kitchen.
It is because within, if you need to prepare a very good soup, what will you do? You go to the market, you buy your different ingredients.
Yes.
When you finish buying your different ingredients, you bring it to the kitchen.
Yes.
And when you get to the kitchen, that is where you now begin to use different type of tools in order to ensure that the food is being properly prepared. That is where your knife comes in to do some cutting. That is where your spoon comes in to do some turning. That is where your pot comes in order to do the cooking. That's where you have the gas cooker and every other thing. That is where the preparation takes place. And that is one of the things that is one of the skills that you must have handy as a data analyst. Your ability to be able to wrangle data. I love using that word a lot, the word wrangle. And that is why data analysts are also called data wranglers. Okay? Your ability to be able to wrangle data gives you an upper edge. Okay? No matter how dirty a data is, you will be able to wrangle it. Once you are able to wrangle it, I'm telling you, you have succeeded in performing 50% of your entire work. At times, cleaning data might not come simple, because there are some organizations, they don't know how to gather their data. Okay, the process of an organization gathering data has become has become a pain on the neck of data analysts, because if the data is not properly collected, what happens? It will take you a longer time to clean your data, and that is why we also call Power Query the ETL tool. And what is the meaning of ETL? ETL means extract your data, transform the data, and then load. ETL, extract, transform, and load. That is the meaning of ETL. And that is why we say that Power Query is also an ETL tool. I hope that is taken.
Yes.
I'm only getting response from Niyi.
I'm having a little problem on my end. I just have to get off this, but I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm hoping to go back to the recording later.
Okay, no problem. All right, we'll make the recording available so that you'll be able to work with it before Saturday when we'll be having our next class. And I will also give you assignments so that you'll be able to, so that I'll be sure that you actually go through the videos. Okay?
All right, that would be nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now we proceed. Under the Power Query, there are so many transformation tools. We won't be able to go through all of them, but I bet you, no matter how dirty a data is, I repeat, no matter how dirty a data is, with the help of Power Query Editor, you should be able to wrangle that data. I hope you know who a wrangler is. Let me just digress a little bit. Let me go to my browser. Go to my browser so that you will see what I mean by wrangling. To tell you that I hope you know this. You know this Jeep Wrangler. This Jeep is so unique in the sense that the reason why it is called Wrangler is because it has the ability to enter any terrain, be it desert, be it rocky, be it smooth road. No matter how rough the terrain is, this vehicle should be able to go through any of those terrain, and that is why it is called the Wrangler. But let us see other images of what Wrangler is. Let's see. Cow wranglers. I hope you have seen this spot before, where someone is trying to suppress a cow. Aha, I love this picture. Can you see this guy here trying to suppress the cow? Try to suppress this particular cow. Now, what it means is that no matter how crazy this cow is, okay, no matter how crazy the cow is, this guy here should be able to what? You'll be able to suppress. That is one of the ability he has. Now, what does this mean? This man here trying to suppress the cow. The cow is dirty data. Why this man here is the data analyst? So what it means is that before, no matter how dirty a data is, as a data analyst, you should be able to suppress it. Are you with me? No matter how dirty a data is, that data should be able to bow to your suppression. But at times, some people have been thrown off balance. Some people have been thrown off balance because they don't have the adequate skill in order to what? In order to wrangle data. And that is why we are here within the Power Query editor. All right. So all these tools you are seeing here, we'll look at some of them and not all. So whatever assignment I give to you, you'll be able to work alongside with it and then get out something very meaningful. All right. So let's go ahead. Now, looking at this data set, let's say, for example, you are loading this data set and you don't want a particular column. You can right click on the column. When you right click, these are various tools that you can use. Please, Reginald, I don't want this. Yes, I don't want this particular column to be part of my
data set.
I don't want it to be part of my data set again. Okay. If I right click now, which of the options do you think I will go for?
Remove.
I love that. Remove. So once I remove it, it's gone. But mind you, in Power Query Editor, you cannot use your Ctrl Z the way you use another application. Every single thing you do, look at this side. Here we have applied steps. Every single thing you do, you will see the step that has happened. Okay? Now that I have removed, what step did you see here?
Remove columns.
I love that. Remove column. Now, if you look up, we have source. That was when we got the data set from. Navigation, that was where we select the table from the source. Promoted headers. These are some of the things that Power Query did automatically itself. Change type also, it did it automatically. And then remove columns. That is what we have done by ourselves. And that is another step. Mind you, don't go and jump. If you must remove a column, make sure if you must remove any step or if you must delete any step, make sure you delete the step accordingly. Don't go and delete this step and these steps are available. It will cause a kind of error within your work. All right. So we proceed. Let me scroll to the left. Let me scroll to the left. Okay, under channel, look at this channel column. I don't like the name store. I want to use the name walk in. Okay, instead of store. I said, no. Store is too, in our organization, we don't use the word store. We want to use the word walk in. Okay, whereby customer walk in into the, that is the word we choose to use, walk in. So, Niyi, I want to right click now. You are going to tell me the particular transformation option that we are going to use. So I've right click. Tell me which of the options do you think I should use?
If you want to remove that store alone.
I want to change the name from store. Okay. I want to change it from store to walk in. Which of the options do you think I should use? Study the options very well and let me know which of them.
Okay, I'm coming. Duplicate. Come, sorry.
Okay, let me make life easier for you. You may not see the option easily like this. Let me come to
Yeah,
transform.
maybe change type. Okay, okay.
Okay, look at it and tell me, just still look at it. Look at it. Is it remove? Is it remove other column? Is it duplicate? Remove
No,
duplicate, remove errors,
no,
replace values, replace errors.
no.
Do you think replace value will work? Look at it very well. I want to change something from store to work in. Do you think it will work? Replace values. Let's try it out.
Okay, okay.
Let's try it out. Replace values.
All right.
Now it's asking me, what value do I want to replace? I want to replace store. Make sure you type it exactly. If anywhere that is capitalized, make sure you capitalize it.
Okay.
Else you are going to have issues with it. So I've typed it exactly the way it is. And then replace with what? I want to replace it with work in. You see that?
Yes.
Once I type in work in, I will now say okay. Is it done?
That's it, bro. I can't view it very well.
Okay, you can't view it very well.
Yes. Okay, yes, I can see it. Working.
Okay,
See,
you can see
like
work
1, 2, 3, 4. Like 4 rows.
Good. I love that.
Yes.
So it is through this that you'll be able to, through these transformation tools, I don't care to know I don't care to know how dirty your data is. You will be able to perform that cleaning using your data, using this Power Query editor. Let me check again if there are other editing that I need to do. If there are other cleaning that I need to do. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let me bring in another data set. If I want to bring in another data set, how do I bring it in? I will come to home. Under home, look at here, I'm having new source. Okay? Under the new source, I will come to file and say I want text or CSV. Now the next one I need is trim and clean. Pick this and then say import. Just the same way I'm bringing in. Can you see that? We have this data set now. Then, okay, that's what I want. Now tell me, what are your observations with this data set? What are your observations? Reginald, what did you observe? Is this data presentable like this? Wow, Reginald is not here. Niyi.
I can hear you.
Okay, so look at this data set that I've loaded here. Which of the, what do you think about the data sets?
I think it is not well arranged.
Okay, which of them is not well arranged?
That names.
The name is not well arranged. Beautiful.
Yes.
Now, since the name is not well arranged, we want to now do some cleaning there. If you observe, there are so many spaces in some of them.
Yes.
So many spaces in some of them.
Yes.
And bringing I think Reginald went out. Okay.
Maybe network.
Reginald, you're welcome back.
Yes, I'm back. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I've brought in another data set, and the data set I brought in, if you look at it closely, the name, there are so many spaces. Some of them is having some extra spaces before. Some of them have having so many spaces between. And some of them have, and we can't even tell if there are spaces after. Now we want to correct this. We want to clean this. How do we clean it? You will come to where the column in question. You right click on the column in question. You come to transform. There are two options that we may need to work with. Two options. We have trim and then we have clean. Now, let me tell you the difference between the trim and clean. If you are going for a professional Power BI exam, this question, you cannot escape it. You can't escape this question. Whereby they will give you a question and then give you the option between trim and clean. So you should be able to know the difference between the two. Now, if you are to trim anything, it means that you must trim from the edges. Is that not so?
Yes.
So what trim means is that any extra space before your test or after your test, okay? Any extra spaces, we call it trailing spaces and spaces before and spaces after. Trailing spaces. So if there are trailing spaces, what you will use is trim. But if there are extra spaces between, that is when you use clean. So trim is for extra spaces before or after your test. While clean are for extra spaces between, that is in between your what? In between your tests. That is what the clean works for. So let us start by using the trim. Now, immediately I use trim, what did you observe? Those extra spaces. Can you get it now? Those extra spaces, yeah. That is the spaces before and after, we have what? We have trimmed it. Did you get that now?
Yes.
But if you observe, there are extra spaces between. There are extra spaces between. How do you clean those extra spaces? That is where you will use the second option. You right click and you come to transform and then say what? Clean. The moment I use clean, what did you observe? Those extra, some of them, not all, some of the extra spaces are gone. But if you observe, Mrs. Isabella Fowler is still having extra spaces which clean cannot remove. Look at Mrs. Anna, is still having extra spaces in between which trim or which clean cannot remove. How do you now remove it? You right click, you say replace values. What kind of values do I want to replace? I want to replace a double space. Replace with what? A single space. And then you say, okay. It has removed some of them, still remaining. You perform that route again, that routine again. You say, replace values. What values do I want to replace? I want to replace a double space with a what? With a single space. Okay. If you observe that you are not still okay, still go back and say, replace values, double space with a what? With a single space. I think with this, we are good with the names. I hope that is clear. Don't worry, I will make
yes.
the data set available.
From
I have a question. Sorry.
All right, go ahead, Reginald.
Why do we have to repeat that step over and over again? Since
Okay.
it is the same command that we apply, why don't the application ordinarily assumes what needs to be done? Is it that there's a problem with those particular ones that refuses to be replaced initially?
Of course, they are replaced. But because the spaces are too much, do you understand?
okay.
They
Okay.
are having too many spaces. So you have to
Okay.
repeat it in order to be sure that, because this data set, this one you are seeing, is just a breakout of, let me open the data set so that you will see the amount of rows we are dealing with. Let me open this data set, trim and clean, open up this, so that you see the number of data we are dealing with, because this is just few of them. It will only bring out a sample. It will profile the top 1,000. Can you see it beneath?
Yeah.
Column profile, 1,000 rows. But here we are seeing 7 columns, 542 rows. So you may not see everything, okay? You may not be able to see everything at a glance. But for you to be sure, you have to repeat this step in order for you to be sure that no one is left, no stone is left on top. I hope your question is answered.
Yes, my question is answered.
I have a question too.
All right, go ahead.
Relating to what he asked initially, you know that when we initially tried to trim and clean it, some were arranged,
Of
and
course.
there are some that you pick point that were not arranged. That's why you have to go to that replace value, then go to that
Exactly.
double space. But you know that it's like you highlighted everything together
Of
while
course.
you are trying to,
Of
okay.
course, because that is the column in question. Whatever thing you are doing applies to everything on that
I
column.
see. All right. Okay. Okay.
You understand? That is why you see that we
Yes.
have to right click on the column header. Okay?
Okay.
You have to right
Okay.
click on the column header so that you can perform that option.
Options. Okay. But what
I hope
if
that is
you know
clear
that
now.
some the initially that when you clean it from that trim and that clean, some
Yeah.
were arranged. While you are trying to arrange the other one with that double space to single space, hope it won't close the other ones that are well arranged before.
It won't affect it because the command you gave
Okay.
is look for anywhere you see double space, replace it with a single
Okay.
space.
All right. All
So
right. All right.
it cannot add extra spaces. Do you
Okay.
understand now?
I understand.
It
I
cannot add
understand.
extra spaces. You only look for where there are double spaces within the column and then replace
Okay.
it with single space.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
I get. Okay.
All
Thank you.
right. Since you asked that question, you will be the one to solve our next problem. Because there's another transformation we want to carry out now. You will be the one to solve it. Now, observe the gender. we have male and we have female in that gender. Okay? Now, look at it. It is being written in small letter and that is, it starts with small letter instead of capital letter. I want it to be I want the male to be in capital letter. That is, the first letter should be in capital letter. While the female also, I want the first letter to be in capital letter. That is, M will be in uppercase. F also will be in uppercase. So, Lee, you are up. So what do I do?
You right click on that column.
Okay. Which of the column?
The one that has the gender.
The gender. Okay, I'll right click. So which of the options am I selecting?
Replace value.
Replace value.
Or replace error. Is it replace value or replace error?
Replace
We don't have
values.
error. It's not flagging any error.
Okay, it's replace value.
Replace value.
Yes.
Okay. Replace values. What am I replacing?
Small letter.
That would be small
letter male.
To
capital letter first letter.
Capital letter M-A-L-E, like this.
Yes.
Yes.
So I should click on OK.
Yes. Okay.
Repeat the same for female.
So for the female, what do I do?
We use the same steps.
The same step. Right click.
Replace
values.
Female.
I want to replace female, small letter female.
To capital letter.
To capital letter female.
Yes.
Click on OK.
Yes.
Did it apply? Reginald, why are you laughing?
I saw the error before you.
Okay, you saw the error before. Okay, yeah. Since you saw the error, please correct
the error.
See it.
Okay.
What do I see the error? Correct the error for us. Okay. So let me remove the steps. So I've removed the steps. So Reginald, go ahead.
All right. I think let's correct errors. Let's go to the
right click.
Then we'll go to replace errors.
Not flagging any errors now.
Okay, sorry. Go to replace values.
Replace values.
Then we treat that for female first. Find value female, yes.
We should replace with capital letter female. And then say okay. So what next? The same step. Male. Sorry, male. Replace with male. Is that it, Reginald? Reginald. Hello.
I think he's offline. Maybe the network.
Okay, let me apply it and let's see. It's still giving us the same,
Error.
still giving us the same thing. This is not what we want. So let me remove the steps. Now let's right click again. Let's go to transform. For the transform, look at it and tell me which of them do we use? Which of this option do we use? Niyi, which of this option do we use?
We are changing from lowercase to uppercase.
So which of them am I using? Is it uppercase or capitalize each word? Don't forget, it is just the first letter I want.
The uppercase, not to capitalize each word.
Is this it?
No.
No. So since it is no, which of the option do we use?
That this is very technical. Capitalize. Let's try capitalize each word.
Capitalize each word. Is that what we need?
Yes, but I'm not sure. I couldn't see if the F is capitalized now.
Of course it is. Look at it very well.
All right. Okay.
It's capitalized, right?
All right. Yes.
So that's what we want. That's what
that
we
word.
need.
Sorry, that word capitalizes each word is very technical.
Okay, it's very technical.
Yes, if you hear that word capitalize each word means female is a word. So we have to okay, wait to each. Okay,
What
yes,
it
I
means
get
is that
it.
if there are more words within that column, it will every single appearance of the word, it will capitalize each of those words. Let's take for example, we have Olaoye, Niola as one as two words within that row. What it will do is that it will capitalize Olaoye and also capitalize Niola. I hope that is taken. So that's how it works.
I think Regina is back.
Yes.
I think he didn't get that part.
Hello.
Yes, Reginald.
Sorry to drag you, but I ran out of data. I didn't get that part. I was trying to correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Niola, go ahead and wrangle the problem so that let him carry him along, please. So what do I do?
You right click.
Right click.
You go to transform.
Transform.
Let me use the way he asked me. He said, which one are you going to use? Maybe uppercase, lowercase, or capitalize each word. At first, I said we should capitalize uppercase. While we used that, it was still the same. He capitalized the whole female.
So I think the right one is capitalize each word.
Yes.
So right click, transform, capitalize each word. Now, how it works, if you look at this occupation, under this occupation, we have support staff clerk. If you look at the staff, it is not in capital letter. If you look at clerk, it's not a capital letter. The same thing applicable to all. You can right click and say capitalize each word. So each word, each appearance of any word, it will capitalize it for you. So that's how it works. Now, we have overshoot our time, but still I will want to give you my assignments, and the assignment is very simple. I'm going to send you a zip folder. Okay, if you open up the zip folder, you will see each of these folders here. All these folders you are seeing here, you will see it there. You will see the train 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, down to 12. Now, connect to the data set within if you open the folder, you will see a data set. How will you know the type of data set it is? You know that if you want to bring in a new data, it will tell you file. Is it an Excel file or a text file? How do you know? How do you know? If you right click, you come to properties, it will tell you the type of file it is. The type of file is comma separated values. That is how you know the type of file you are going to select. Okay. Now, in each of them, it has the name of the transformation tool. Like here, we have renaming and adding metadata. Here we have splitting columns. Here we have removing rows. Here we have replace values, changing data types on pivot column. So you will try to figure out each of these. You try to figure out each of these because here they have already tell you splitting columns. So you already have in mind that any of these data sets you load from this folder, what you're having in mind is to split what you're having into different columns. Try to identify what is it that you must split into different columns. Try to identify from there. Here, removing rows. Try to identify which rows do you need to remove. Here also, try to identify which values you need to remove. Sorry, which values do you need to replace. So all this, you are having all this here as a guide. But don't try to crack your brain too much. If you try to attempt it after you have done all what we have done in the class today, if you try to attempt it and you are finding it difficult, don't bother. In our next class, we are coming back here to do every single thing that you are seeing here. So please, in our next class, ensure you come early so that we have ample time within us to treat all this. I hope that is clear. So
Yes, very clear.
So I'm going to drop that zip file. I'm going to drop it on our
WhatsApp.
I'm going to drop it on the WhatsApp so that you can get it easily, download it, then try to work with the data set. Also, the data set I used today, you will meet all of them inside that particular folder. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, the recording for this video, I missed some parts initially, so I really want you to drop it so that I can go back to it.
Okay, no problem. I will send you the link to the video.
All right,
I
thank
will
you.
also drop the link. I hope that is clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very clear.
So thank you very much for taking your time out to be in today's class. So by Saturday, we'll go to the part B of our we'll go to part B of or the continuation of today's. I hope you enjoyed the class. Feel free,
Yes, I
any
did.
question,
Sure.
always drop it on the WhatsApp group. You said?
There's another question I have. How can I get the 365 and the activation? How can I get it?
Okay. To get the 365 is very simple. You must have a Microsoft a Office 365 account. And how do you get the Office 365 account? We will create a demo account for you. All right? So that you can, through the demo account, you'll be able to use it to download it. So we will privately, I will send each of you the demo account.
Okay.
So for the sake of this class, I will also within this video I will also run the process of you installing it. Okay. Now, how does it go or how does it work? You will go to a browser. Go to a browser. On that browser, you will type office.com. Okay?
Office.org.
Yes, office.com. This one, I've already signed in already. It will ask you for a username and password. Let me open another browser where I have not signed in at all. On the browser, you type office.
Please, we can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me share the screen again. Please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So on your browser, just type office.com. Enter. Now it will bring you to this page. Then you click on sign in. For the sign in, it will ask you for username and password. Okay? It will ask you for a username. After the username, you click on next, and it will also ask you for password. Okay? Now, I'm going to send you part of what I will send to you is the username and the password, where you can use to have access. All right? Now, once you sign in on using the username and the password, the next thing you will do, it will bring you to this page. All right? It will bring you to this page. Once it brings you to this page, look at this button I'm having by my right-hand side here. Can you see the button?
Install Office.
Install Office. Drop it down and say Office 365 app. Can you see that? Once you click on it, it will download of Office setup for you. It's a very small file of about 8 MB. It will download it for you. Once it downloads it, run it. All right?
Yes.
But if you must run it, you must have enough data, at least on the minimum 3 gig. I hope that is clear.
Yes.
On the minimum, once you download this and you want to run this setup, have at least the least number of data you should have on your for you to run it successfully, at least 3 gig. Once you're able to run it completely, it will ask you again for the one you have installed. It will ask you again for username and password. Use that username to activate it. Use the username and also use the password.
Sorry, if I already have if I already have an account, the first time, do I need to use my own account or use that same one, the one you're sending?
Do you have Office 365 account?
I don't have Office 365, but I have a Microsoft Office as in Microsoft account, like my Gmail. So as soon as I even came in here, it synchronized me with my email already.
Use that one I will send to you.
All right.
Use the one I will send to you. Just pass through the route, pass through the process. I just made mention now. So that will save you a lot of stress. Once you download that file, once you download the file, run the file. Once you run the setup, it will install Office 365 on your machine. Once it finishes installing, it will ask you to activate. All right? So activate using that username and password. Once you use that username and password, you are good to go.
All right.
So you have an updated version like mine.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, and have a lovely, nice day. Have a lovely night rest.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time.
Let me stop recording.
Please, the recording.
I will work on it now and then get back to you guys.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.